Welcome back, friends. So far, we have learned about configuration of OSPF, and also we have understood about the DR and the BDR election in OSPF. In this video, we will learn about the route selection in Cisco routers. So the topology is very simple. I've just taken 3 routers, and between the router 0 and R1, the network I have taken is 10.1.1.0 with /24. Out of which I have already pre-configured this IP address that you see here. So on this router 0, the IP address is 1.1.1 with /24. And for the router 1, I have got 1.2 with /24. And so this entire area will be our backbone area, nothing but the area 0. And between the router 1 and the router 2, I will consider it as a area 1. So this is going to be inter-area, OSPF inter-area for this router 0. So the network here I've got is 20.1.1.0 with /24, out of which I have already pre-configured 1.1 on this serial 031 port for this router 1. And 1.2 IP address on this router 2. So let's go ahead and configure OSPF in all these 3 routers, because if you're trying to reach this IP address with 20.1.1.2 on this router 2 from the router 0, it will not be, because they are in a different subnet. So we need to have protocol. So let's go ahead and check if there is already any pre-existing protocols. So show IP protocols, and I see there are no any routing protocols. So let's go ahead and configure OSPF. So configure terminal, router OSPF 1 network, and I have got only one network, which is 10.1.1.0, and wildcard mask for /24, and the area to be specified as area 0. And we will have to configure OSPF on the router 2 as well, and it's in area 1. So configure terminal, router OSPF, and I will take process IDs 2, network 20.1.1.0 with /24 wildcard mask. So that's going to be 0.0.0.255, and area is obviously area 1. Okay. We will now move to our area border router and configure OSPF. But here we got area border router overlapping with the area 0 and area 1. So we need to carefully assign the networks, and this is configured terminal OSPF, router OSPF, and I'll choose the same process ID. That's not an issue. It depends on your choice. So you can either change it, or if you want to keep the same, you can. So router OSPF, so network is 10.1.1.0, and wildcard mask for /24. And the area here is area 0, which is our backbone area. Okay. And we got the 20 series in area 1. So 20.1.1.0. Wildcard mask for /24. Area is area 1. So you can say show run. You will see that you have both the network advertised, okay, in our area border router. Okay. So now that we have configured OSPF on all the 3 routers, let's go ahead and ping from router 0 to router 2. So we are on a router 0. ping, what's the IP address over here? 20.1.1.2 is assigned on this port. So 20.1.1.2. That you can see the success rate is 100%. So if you want to see the routing protocol, show IP route OSPF, you can see, to be specific, if you want to see that it has learned about 20.1.1.0 network, okay, via AD value for OSPF is 110. Okay, so that's learned by OSPF with, and the reason why you see here O and IA is nothing but it says OSPF inter area, because two different areas. So if it is in the same areas, then it's going to be called as a, within the same area, it's just going to be represented as just O. So since it's inter area, so you get that indication that O and IA, meaning OSPF inter area. Okay, and it's been up since last 42 seconds. And similarly, you can also use one more command, which is show IP route, and just give the destination IP address, so 20.1.1.2. So it will show that the routing entry for this IP address is known via OSPF with the process ID 1, and the AD value is 110. Okay, and the routing descriptor blocks is from 10.1.1.2, which is this neighbor IP address. Okay, from 20.1.1.1. So from this, it's going via 20.1.1.1. So that's how you can find the commands for OSPF. So what our task is this? So right now, it's all working via OSPF. So what happens if you add 2 more routes? Yeah. So for now, we will add EIGRP to the same existing OSPF. I'm not going to remove the OSPF. I'll keep it the way it is, but I'll introduce EIGRP. And then we will verify what is the route that is chosen by this router. So let's go to the router. Let's introduce EIGRP. Let's go to the same router. It's router 0, configure terminal, router EIGRP 100. Here, what I'm going to take is I'll say any network can be allowed. Okay. And no auto summary. If you give show run, you have got both this routing protocols, EIGRP and also the OSPF. I'll just copy and paste it over here. Okay. This command is something which was already there, so I'll just repeat. So this is the only 2 protocols that we use, and we have given the command no auto summary for EIGRP. Okay. Now that we have EIGRP, let's go ahead and check which routing protocol is best chosen by this router 0. So if you still run the command show IP protocol, you will still see both the EIGRP and also OSPF. Okay. Now let's ping from router 0 to router 2 on this 20.1.1.2 IP address present over here. So ping the destination 20.1.1.2. Okay, so you can still see the packets are reachable, but which routing protocol is chosen? Let's verify. Show IP route. Here it is still learning via OSPF inter area because we have not configured EIGRP yet on the router 1. So let's go ahead and configure EIGRP on the router 1 and see what happens. So on the router, configure terminal. So we are on a router 1, which is the area border router, which is directly connected route to this router 2. So on this, I will introduce EIGRP. So router EIGRP 100, network 0.0.0.0, and if you give a question mark, it says EIGRP wildcard mask. So, yeah, or if not, you can just give a end of the command, okay? So you can see that there's a formation of neighborship. So neighborship is getting formed with a new adjacency, okay? Now, if from R1, okay, if you're trying to reach this 20.1.1.2, let's see what happens. Show IP route. Here it is reaching via 20 IP address with the help of a directly connected route. Okay. Let's run ping 20.1.1.2. It's still reachable. Show IP route. So now you can see it is choosing EIGRP. Okay. So on this router 0, we have configured EIGRP. All right. And also here we had a OSPF. So even from this router R0, if you will run show IP route, you will see D here. D is nothing but EIGRP. Okay, so the routing protocol which is chosen by the router is EIGRP because we know the AD value of EIGRP 90 is lesser compared to the AD value of OSPF being 110. Okay, so this way the router will decide which routing protocol is best. Now we will go ahead and assign static route also. So we'll introduce one more, which is static route. Static route as well. And we'll see who is chosen as the best. We'll add a static route here as well. Static route. Our destination is this. So I'll just say this is our destination. And this is my source. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and introduce static route. If you say show IP protocol, you will still see the two protocols. OSPF is still running and EIGRP is still running. And here also in our in an area border router also show IP protocol. You will see OSPF is running and also the EIGRP. Okay, the OSPF and the EIGRP. But here I just left the way it is, just OSPF. So show run, show IP protocols we'll use. I just have OSPF here. Okay, so let's introduce static route. Configure terminal IP route. And the destination I'm trying to reach is what? 20.1.1.2, right? So choose it, 20.1.1.2. And the subnet mask of your destination. Okay. And your next hop address. So what's the next hop address? It is via 10.1.1.2. So 10.1.1.2. Okay, getting error, inconsistent address and mask. Let's just check it. So do show show run command, you will see the static route IP address. Let's see what we have given. Yeah, it was not taking it. So let's configure again. So this time, configure terminal IP route. We need to choose the network address, not the actual IP address, but we have to give the network IP address. Let's give 20.1.1.0. Okay. And the subnet mask for the destination network. So this is my destination IP address I was trying to reach, but the network address is what we have to give here. Okay. And your next hop address for this router 0 is what? 10.1.1.2. So 10.1.1.2. That worked. So now we got EIGRP, OSPF, and also static route. So if you give the command show IP route, it's connected via 20.0.0.0/24 via 10.1.1.2 with the help of a static route. So if you want to just ping it, ping 20.1.1.2, it's still reachable. And the route which is using is what? Show IP route, OSP, this show IP route, and it's using static. Okay. S stands for static. If you want to specifically check, you can use show IP route, and that destination IP is 20.1.1.2. You will see routing entry for this destination is static, and we know the AD value of this is what? Of static is 1. So the AD value of OSPF is 110, EIGRP is 90, and static route is 1. So out of all the three, the best route which is selected by our router is static route. So this is how the route selection happens in Cisco router. I hope that this video has been informative and helpful. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.